Hello everyone, welcome to yet again another YouTube video. And if you remember, I built something in Ologolo back in 2025 last year, and I sold both units. The video actually had about 100,000 views. You can also see it here. And if you've not watched that video before, the link is right in the description, so you can actually click the link and watch the video. So you see, what's in the mind of this developer. By the way, if you don't know me, I've been a real estate agent for at least 8 years. 4 years I spent in Nigeria, while 3 of them I was in Dubai, and now I'm back in Nigeria as well to start this project. So from that experience, I kind of understand what customers are looking for when they want to buy a property, especially in Nigeria where you have a lot of substandard building. So right here, right here, we are building a 5-bedroom, fully detached duplex on 2 floors. You're gonna have a closed car park garage. We had a plan to make a swimming pool, but now that's changed because of the space we have. We are bringing in a green area, jacuzzi, and outdoor cinema. Then inside, you have the open plan kitchen mixed with the closed kitchen, the G. You also have a cinema, and you're gonna have like a massage room, which could also be changed into a salon or a game room based on the owner's preference. So welcome to my land, and we are currently in Lekki Phase 1. So this property is located in Lekki Phase 1. This place is called the Foreshore Estate. And if you look around you, you can see people are already developing units. You look this way, you can see you have a lot of apartments over here, and you still have more land. So maybe once we are done here, I'm going to take you around the community so you can see what the community looks like, and what you start to see when you live here. So first, let's check out the plots. Right now, this project has been, I think, 2 months. It's 2 months old, and what I've taken the most time is this piling. Tomorrow, if I stop building in Lagos, it will be because of this, right? This is taking a lot of money here, right? And this is about 52 pounds, right? So you can carry the building, because if you don't know Lekki for sure is a community that was actually sandfilled by Starwood, right? And it was sold, I think back in 2022 or so, to a lot of people, and now a lot of these people are reselling, and a lot of developers are also building their own community. So because it was actually a water area, so after doing the soil test, we found out that we actually need to create a pile foundation first before creating the raft and before taking the building up, so you can have a very solid foundation. And when you're building, yeah, there's no compromise, especially when you're in Lagos, right? So this is what it is. So most of you actually see like the finished wall, but you don't know what's or the amount of money that is buried underground, right? And you can see the raft. So I'm going to Michael is our engineer, right? So he's going to tell you why we're actually doing this raft, and what we are doing and how we're going to achieve what we want to achieve here. So
Okay, so the foundation type we are constructing is a pile foundation, and we are doing so because of the bearing capacity of the soil at this area. So to support our structure, we have two suspended floors. That's the ground floor, then the first suspended floor, which is the first floor, then the pent floor. So we have 3 floors, and to support the structure, we need to build on piles. We have a total of 54 piles, which have been drilled. The pile caps are currently being constructed. The reinforcement is at about 90%. Then the formwork is also ongoing. So after that, we'll have our ground beams, then our first floor slab. So this is the pile cap reinforcement. This is the pile reinforcement itself. So we need to connect the reinforcement to be sure that the load is properly transferred from the pile cap to the piles. Also, these are our column starter bars. This will receive the load from the building and transmit to the pile cap, which will later transfer it to the pile. And from the pile, it will be transferred to the stable bedrock, which is about 15 meters below the ground.
there are these pictures that you see of houses. I know you've seen them, especially in Aja, that they bent, right? What causes that?
Yeah, basically the wrong foundation type.
Exactly.
Wrong foundation type.
So that kind of foundation is supposed to be pile, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be pile.
Yeah.
But they try to save costs
Yeah,
by doing.
of course. I can't tell you how much, like almost how much. A lot of, I don't want to say the amount, but a lot of money went down here. All you're seeing is all this iron you are seeing is a lot of money. This iron literally can buy a property. It's that bad, and that's what's going on here. So, anyways, I think so. When you look, if you go back and look it, so you can see the whole entire space, right? But from here, you'll be able to have a picture of what is going to come down here, right? You have a compound, like where the cars can park, and apart from that, this side from this beam, there's not a beam yet. I'll just call it iron, like a column, right? You're seeing, yeah, to this one right here. It's going to be like the closed car garage, right? And this will be able to take, in my opinion, I think 2 cars. It will take 2 cars actually, but I'm just, if you want to park one, that's fine, because you also have a nice compound here, or a huge compound here. And from here all the way down, you have the property. So let's just go all the way and show them more. The camera currently is actually inside the building, right? Once it's ready, because once you're building, you need to have a eye for space, right? Without even using measurements, you should know where all the spaces are, especially the living room, the kitchen, the guest room, and you be sure that you have the perfect size, right? And right here, you're supposed to have a pool here, right? So if you look at it now, I don't know how it looks. It might look small to you, but to us, it looks a little bit big, right, for a pool. What's the size of this side? Let's check. Yeah. Right, but because there's a lot of complaints about the size of pool. The last one I viewed, most of the negative comments was about the pool, right? So we're trying to change it now based on a lot of requests from customers. I don't even know if
We have about 7 meters by 9 meters.
zero space, right?
Yes, 7 meters along this, then 9 meters along the long span.
A lot of people are complaining about pool size. They want a lot of space around the pool, and I totally understand, because in the Western world, that's what you see. But because the size of land in Nigeria are smaller, because you're looking at the 500 square meter, which is probably about, I think, 3 to 4,500 square feet, if I'm not mistaken. But in a place like USA, Canada, and other developed countries, I think the least sort of size of land should be around, I think, 10 to 20,000 square feet, right? So it's huge. But in Nigeria, it's smaller. Now, because of that, we have to learn how to use the spaces wisely, right? And also, at the same time, satisfy the customer's need, right? And people know that people value pool more than property that there's no pool, right? So we don't want to save the hassle of negotiation and say, oh, there's no pool in your house, so this is how much I'm giving you. Knowing fully well that you spend a lot actually being in the house, and the pool doesn't really cost that much. It's probably like, I think, 10% of what am I saying, 10%? But like 2% of the cost of the house or something, right? It could even be less than that, So, but I have decided that I might not create a pool. I don't know. Aim is like, people need pool. People want pool. Do you understand? But if I do the pool now, it's me they will insult, not me. It's me they will call out. So, we have to like also figure out, a design, and be creative, with the space, right? Anyways, also here we're creating like one of my problem is that looking at this space, yeah, and looking at where the house is stopping, I have a feeling that the living room space might be smaller than expected, and we will be forced to make it a full open plan, because what we're going to do is like an open plan and like a closed kitchen. So we had open kitchen and closed kitchen at the same time, like it's called wet and dry kitchen, right? But with the space I'm seeing, right, because there's already a setback in front, because we want to have green area in front, which is from the community itself. I'm not sure if we'll have that space. I don't know. But he is saying we would.
The space is sufficient.
That's what the engineers see.
From an engineer's point of view, maybe not from.
When are we having the setting out safe? Because the real setting out is when you start carving out the space with block, right?
Yeah, no, at the point where we are constructing the ground beam, you can see all of the spaces. Yeah.
So you said that for the front, we can still extend a little bit forward, right? Because that little bit forward can be wardrobe. And that wardrobe is even more than enough.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you understand? What about the back?
No, the back is
already
limited already.
All right. So, guys, this is the beginning. So I'm going to be giving you updates on the process, on where we are at, what we are doing, and I hope you guys can see what it takes to actually build properties in Nigeria or in Lagos, most especially. By the way, I'm not doing this shit again. I'm not doing the foundation again. Never, never. So now we're done with the sites. So let's check out the community and see what people are building, right? And see if even if it is, worth it to live in a place like this. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm both. Yeah, I had a drink. Yeah, I smoke. Yeah, you think I need you, but I don't. Just left out Dubai with all my folk. Open water, my location is remote. Shout out Yachty, but this ain't a little boat. This some shit I wrote about when I was broke. See, the power of the mind is not a joke. Man, I said that I would do it and I did.
The one I sent you see this one? All right. All right. Oh, it is this one, right? How much is this one again? Yeah, but so yeah. So now you can see like what the community looks like. I think this is owned by the popular Ned, right? And I think he owns this whole community. And you can see this is I think it's a 4-bedroom. Yeah, I remember 4-bedroom, fully detached. So let's check it. Let's see what it looks like, right? So I think this place can probably take about 3 cars, right? And yeah, so I'm guessing we're expecting interlock or like a stamped concrete floor. You have like some mini plants, right? Then also some small trees as well. Come in, let's check out what it looks like inside. Yep. Yeah. I have the conduit AC. And I can see this line is what they use to, make sure the lights are leveled all across, so you don't have disparities when fixing in those lights. All right. Then you have the high ceiling. Then, yeah, probably we'll have the dining. I like the wall panels as well. I mean, it gives it a really nice feel, right? And you have what looks like, I think it's Spanish tiles. I'm not sure if this is Nigerian or Spanish tiles though. Then I'm guessing the open plan kitchen. Not bad. I think the pool outside, right, is exactly what me and the engineer were talking about. If it will make sense to actually use that pool, be careful. Yeah. It will make sense for us to add the pool with that size. Yeah. Exactly. Right. So, because if we're going to add a pool to just be about this size, and this is the kind of space you're going to have, and there's a lot of complaint about pools like this, but at the end of the day, customers will still buy, and this will actually be one of the major reasons they will be making that decision. Especially, I mean, that's the system we have in Nigeria now. So, looking at this, yeah, ours is going to be like 2 floors, something like that size. I think this is a 1-floor building, as well as a 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom. Yeah, pretty much it. So I hope you guys stay tuned, watch this video, and we'll be sharing more on our journey to delivering a masterpiece.